The Backrooms by Joshua James Pash. Chapter 1. Not everything is as it seems in life. Science is constantly discovering new possibilities all the time. Just like the theory of the bumblebee. Physics couldn't explain how the bumblebee could fly. It defied physics, but it just was. It existed, and wasn't anything out of the ordinary. Unless you had a fear of the bumblebee or other creepy crawlies, as the term is often used. Then you wouldn't really give the bumblebee a second glance. But to anything that is out of the ordinary, it's a very different story. Humans have this natural innate fear of the unknown. To anything that one hasn't seen or experienced. A sync company were advertising jobs everywhere around the city, and seen as the whole country was in a cost of living crisis. It wasn't long before the jobs were taken. I jumped at the opportunity to earn some real cash. Although the company didn't say much about the role, the advert simply said that it would be explained when one arrived. But some requirements were mentioned: physical fitness, long hours, some knowledge of mechanics, and team building skills. I of course had these skills from my last job in the mechanical industry. But they had to let me go due to financial cutbacks. And this is the main reason I applied. And I'm glad to say, I was accepted on. I had to be at the main async center by midday on Tuesday, the 13th of August 2030. From there we were given a small brief on what the job requires of us. And that was a basic exploration of an unknown place, collecting samples, and documenting our findings on video. We were shown to a bus that took us way out of the city, to a building that was surrounded by a tall fence. Security patrols were posted all around the building. Alongside them were guard dogs, German shepherds more specifically. We got out the bus, and were shown to a main hallway, where a man in a suit explained to us that we'd be split up into teams of 4 people. He told us that our kit was in the locker rooms, and we were to wear a hazmat suit and a gas mask at all times, while in the exploration area. He also went on to say that this was a top secret operation, and that we must sign a form agreeing to not speak of the exploration area, or anything that happens in that area at any time. Once we had all signed, we were shown to a briefing room where we were shown a video of what was called the Backrooms. It looked like an empty office space, but it went on forever seemingly. We were told that the company wanted to turn the Backrooms into a shopping center, storage, hotel, and transportation space. And we were told that this area was not like anything they had ever seen. Also that people had gone missing in there, and that we should tape our routes to and from the outpost, so we don't get lost. After our briefing that lasted almost an hour, we were put into teams. I was with a girl called Jenny, a man called David, and another man called Gary. They seemed just as interested as I was in this area. We were taken to the locker room, where we put on our hazmat suits, gloves and gas masks. Our team was called Team Green, and we had our route and tasks given to us in a folder. We were told to study it carefully on our way to the Backrooms. We walked down a narrow corridor and took a right. Then we were standing in front of a large doorway, resembling that of a castle gate, just a bit more modern. The man who was escorting us put one hand up to the CCTV camera located on the right corner of the door facing down at the entrance. He said with a loud tone,
"Team Green ready to enter the Backrooms."
The door opened slowly, and then at that moment I was face to face with the very reason I am writing this story.
Oh my, it's a bit more intimidating close up, isn't it?
Jenny said as she gazed into the Backrooms.
Yeah, let's just get to work. It's just another day at the office. I mean, what could possibly be bad about a room?
David said as he turned on his radio that was connected to his hazmat suit. Something we all had.
And besides, we all have radio contact with base, so we're not by ourselves, are we?
I like your optimism, David.
The man in the suit said as he led us into the Backrooms itself. We were face to face with a maze of yellow walls, stainless carpet, and pale ceiling lights. The only noise you could hear there is the humming of the lights. Even though it was an open space, one could almost feel claustrophobic. Maybe it was the lack of windows and the thought of being lost in this place. Gary spoke up for the first time during this period.
Well, this somehow reminds me of my childhood. I have no idea why.
It's probably the design. I mean, the color of the walls is just, yeah, disgusting.
David turned to Jenny and Gary and said,
Come on, guys. I don't know about you, but I want to get going. I got a date tonight and I ain't missing it because you two wanted to rate the paint jobs.
I didn't say anything. In fact, I didn't even tell them my name. I thought I better speak up. My name is Chris, by the way, guys.
Yeah. Was wondering when you were going to tell us that.
Yeah, Chris, why you so introverted? We can't be like this during the assignment.
Chapter 2. We'd been walking the pathway that was required of us, David taking the lead. I think he promoted himself team leader. Then Jenny alongside me, and Gary behind me and Jenny. Jenny said,
All these rooms look the same. It feels like we've been walking in circles. I'm glad Gary is taping our pathway. I feel like Hansel and Gretel on our way to find some chocolate house.
I agreed with her. This place was, well, weird.
Hey guys,
Gary spoke up from behind me and Jenny.
I need to replace the tape. This one has run out.
David replied to this.
Okay, but don't take too long. We've already been. Wait, my watch has stopped. I could have been sure I put a fresh battery in it this morning.
Don't pull back your hazmat suit to look at your watch. It defeats the purpose.
Upon Jenny saying this, we heard a loud scream. It went straight through our bodies.
What in the fuck is that?
I don't know, maybe it's an electric problem, or something.
I don't think so. I'm getting out. That shit ain't right.
No, we stay together as a team. Gary, get closer, or me. Chris and Jenny, you too.
No man, I think we should go back.
Stop being scared.
Upon that, this black slender figure appears from behind a corner. It stares at us for a second, then breaks into a full sprint at us. We all split. I duck round the nearest corner, and then dart round another. I hear a scream. It sounded like David or Gary. I can't be sure. I know it wasn't Jenny. It was definitely a man. But now I think this thing is after me. And it wasn't walking either. No, this thing was on a mission for me. And I was running as fast as I could. But in the hazmat suit I could only go so fast. It was getting closer. I saw a hole in the ground, and without a second thought I jumped down it. Just as this thing ran around a corner and was about to reach for me. I fell for quite a bit. I thought I must have broken my ankle. But no, thank God. But I had worse things. I was alone. I wandered round aimlessly, trying to find the others. This area was different. Instead of empty rooms, this area had rooms that had tables, chairs, sometimes even sofas. I wondered if the company had left those there. Well, I mean, someone had to, right? They can't just get themselves there, or can they? There was a lot about this place I didn't know. It was strange, and what was that thing chasing me? Did it get the others? Is Jenny okay? Is Gary and David okay? How will I get back? The questions flooded my mind as I walked through this world of walls, tables, chairs, computers, and rooms. I opened doors that led to more doors. That looked like they lead somewhere, but they led nowhere. At one moment I realized I wasn't hungry. I didn't feel cold. I didn't feel thirsty. I had no sensations of that of day-to-day life. Was I dead? Was I a ghost? Maybe I died from that fall. But I kept walking until I opened a door that led onto a street. But the street was dark. At last I'm out. But something seemed off about the buildings. They looked, well, off. I wandered around the street. Some roofs were on upside down. Some doors upside down. I don't think I was out. Lights were on in the houses, but they weren't occupied. It's as though everyone left. I looked up expecting to see the stars on this dark night, but the sky was a black void. I walked into a house and up some stairs where I opened yet another door that had the sign, "Exit" above it. I gazed down a long dark corridor. It was so dark that I couldn't see my own hand in front of my face, but I was determined to get out. I had a life to live. I was not going to be forgotten. My mind drifted onto the girl I love and started having horrible feelings that she would find someone else. She had said that she loved me and that we needed to work on ourselves for a bit, but my mind was flooded with her sleeping with someone else, her gazing into another man's eyes and telling them that she loved them. That is my life. No other man is going to have that. That's my life, my life. No way, not theirs. I'll kill any man that touches her. I must get back. I can't be forgotten. What is this place doing to me? Why are my anxieties coming out now? Why are my thoughts so vivid, so detailed? That's my life. That is my life, my girl. No one else's. My heart stopped at the sound of a phone ringing. I couldn't see the source. Where is that phone? I stumbled around in the dark, feeling along all the walls to try and find it. The phone went to answer machine. It was Ellie, the girl I love, on the other end.
Hey Chris, look, I know I said I loved you, but I'm over you. I found another guy. He has a good job and has a good income. He can look after me, and plus, we have slept together. You'll be okay anyways. Bye now.
This can't be real. I was just thinking about it when it came on, but I can't see or find a phone. It's the room. I have to get out. I turned around to walk out, when suddenly I hear a sound of something walking behind me. When I moved, it moved. Hello, is someone there? No reply. And then suddenly an awful sound came out from the darkness. At that point I turned and ran out the room, fast as I can, slamming the door behind me. I could hear this thing run up to the door and start pounding on the other side, almost breaking it down. I raced across the street and hid in the opposite house, ran up the stairs of the house, turned off the light in the bedroom, and peeked out the window, looking towards where that encounter just happened. A slender humanoid figure came smashing out the window of the house. It stopped and stared around, looking for me. It sniffed the air, growling as it did. This creature took off up the street at full speed and darted around a bend. I quickly turned around and opened a closet door, but to my surprise, it was another door that led onto another area. Chapter 3. That creature played into my fears. It's like it could read my mind, and then it made it a reality. It was horrible to hear Ellie saying those words. Who am I kidding? It wasn't Ellie. It was that thing, that horrible thing. I really hope it doesn't come back. I don't think I can take another episode of that. Where I was now, though, was someplace different. It was similar to the room that we first began our journey in, except this one was more dimly lit, and the corridors were more narrow. That same yellow design on the walls. That same design that Jenny hated so much. Wait, Jenny, I hope she is okay. I remembered about the radio attached to the suit. I grabbed it and tried to contact base. Hello, can anyone hear me? It died at that very moment, and at that same moment, I realized I was alone.
End of part 1 of this audiobook. Please subscribe for part 2